Here's the true testament of struggling in this tiny ass garage. And we'll see if we can actually videotape this without screwing any more thing. I put a hole in the wall last night because I dropped this H bar, I guess you call it, or bar for supporting this menagerie for trying to remove the cams from the, I jabbed myself in the cuticle. That's some blood left over there. So I found that a 14mm socket works real well to get inside that A cam, I guess it is. And I don't think I'm going to replace the cams. I'll probably reuse the cams that I have here. But I figured while I was at it, maybe we can salvage some of these parts and sell them to somebody cheap or whatever. So my hydraulic press is jammed in the corner behind all of my other crap because I have a tiny ass garage. I keep saying I'm going to buy a bigger garage, but or at least buy a bigger house here, and that's in the process. I'm working on it, but this real estate market is quite unfavorable for buyers, in my opinion, unless you're moving from like New York City or somewhere else. So the 14mm seems to pop that out pretty well, and it fits and falls and comes right out. So I pulled the cams from both of these. The nice part was I actually broke a clip. These clips are you know, they aren't that great, honestly. I broke one of these on the other cam. These are both these cams have the same part number on them. As far as the 'right here, 25245. So this is the, if you've been following me for a little while, this is the donor case bottom end that I'm using to replace that case. There's some differences in these two cases. Let me see if I can yank these up and hang on here. We'll pause this a minute. I'm gonna try to lean these away and go through these. Interesting. This is the case of my my pop's bike after he passed away. I bought this bike from my mom. I had sold the Sportster that I had. Wasn't really looking for another bike. I'm waiting for someone to show up here for some small engine equipment. I don't know if these were upgraded gaskets. You know, I think my dad might have been in here. He had somebody in here at one point or another. And the reason I say that is these are the tensioners out of that unit, which is the donor case. And as you can see, those are severely worn. There are a couple little other nuances that I'll show you here that I'm just not quite sure about. Maybe somebody out there who has some better experience can answer. But the reason I say that this is the tensioner out of my pop's bike, and the cam blew here at about 36,000 miles. So the bearing washed out. I really wish I would have. There's some subtle signs that were occurring, and one of them was a hard start. The unit would start and then it would either stall out pretty quickly. So there's a little bit of a ridge back here, but it's wobbled out enough that you probably need a shim. I don't think I'll go through the process of reconditioning this or having somebody go through whatever, but I mean, that's the oil filter out of, or, you know, the screen. There's a small screen. Most of the debris that's in the end of that is from me dickering around with it, but if you dig down on the bottom, there isn't anything in there. However, I'll probably end up using that screen over in here because I didn't notice the screen in there. I think this case was apart at one point or another. I'm not 100% sure. I bought it used. The gentleman was pretty nice, but you know, it is what it is. So what I did notice was this support bracket. So it looks like you know, that doesn't, I think that was, I don't know if that was factory or not, but there's a couple other things too that are little nuances. Let me see if I can turn the so up in here where the C is at, if you look right up next to where your lifter is at, you can see over on this side, it's just a bolt coming through. So I'm not sure, you know, I don't know if that's an oil squirter or what that is, but there's definitely a bolt on that side. Maybe it's a support of some sort or another, but in the in this case here, they put a little hunk of cast over it or whatever. I'm not sure what their reasoning was behind that. You know, Harley tries, but they hardly try, and you spend more time and money upgrading crap. So, you know, like a good cam chest upgrade kit's like, you know, almost $2,000. You can buy a hydraulic tensioner upgrade kit or whatever for this, but you know, if I had good boring skills, I'd probably try to figure out how to put a shim in here or something else to go ahead and remediate that. So let me pause this because I got the guy here for leaf blower. All right, so back to this conversation here. I don't know what other differences there are. This was supposed to be out of a 2004 Heritage. From all observations, pretty much everything is identical. Some things that I did notice are like the plugs on the end, or are out a little bit further than the plugs on the end of this. So I'm not sure why those plugs are flush and why the other ones are not. The rear connecting rod looks like it might have gotten hot. So I'm not sure what it's unfortunate. I don't really know what the back end story is. The gentleman that sold me the engine, though, said it had about 24,000 miles on it. And based on all observations from other people that were at the swap meet where I met him at, when I was asking around for, I should say my buddy Kevin was asking around for long blocks for an 06 Heritage. Everybody kind of recommended this gentleman who lives in Snow Hill, Maryland. That being said, the serial numbers, they're still in the 0600. So same thing here, 0600. So that it was pretty close to me. Other things, I noticed too about the cam plates, which are different now. Again, this was off my dad's bike. You can see that tensioner's not terrible in my opinion. Somebody was in there, they replaced that tensioner, it looks like, in my opinion. And I was going to just go ahead and replace the rear one on this cam plate, use this cam plate and the donor engine, replace the bearings and stuff. But what I noticed on the top of these, and I'm not really sure either, is this one has a plug, and this one has a plug too, but this one has that kind of a plug. So I'm not sure what the difference is between those plugs. And other than that, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit further. I guess that's all the further it can come out. There were some other small differences too, but like the numbers here. Was that? Oh, was it? No, it wasn't there. It was yeah, the 07. One says 07 and one says 02. So and then on the back too, there was this says E2 and this says E7. So I'm not sure. To ask around maybe on some of the forums and see what people have to say, but like I said, those cam tensioners don't really look too beat on this, on the one out of my dad's bike, but that's pretty crazy, isn't it? That one came out of the one with 24,000 miles on it, so these things do wear pretty quick. And I found, you know, and I'm sure there's a ton of videos. There's guys out there that are a lot more professional than I am. I'm your almost shade tree mechanic, but let me put this, we're gonna move this because I don't need it up here right now. So if anybody's looking for parts though, I'm gonna end up having some 88 parts left over out of this project because I have 2 engines now that I have parts for. I thought about rebuilding the second one and just seeing if I can find a cam case that'll fit on the one out of Dad's bike, but or a cam half. If I want Harley Davidson to go ahead and do it, they wanted like $2,500 or something like that to go ahead and deal with that. And I'll probably end up pushing these bearings out and replacing these as well, even though they don't feel bad. But I'll try to wipe some of this dirt off. I'm not putting it all back in the engine. I just want to show you the, you know, so that should work out fine. So you know, it does 6.5 half dozen and another. Like I said, I don't really know what the difference is. These cam plates seem like they ran across a pretty large spectrum. We measured, friend Kevin and I measured the run out on that in the other garage, and the run out seemed like it was like 3 thousandths, I guess. And as much as I would like to do a, you know, a bulletproof type of style, is that a crack? Style type of gear driven thing. It's just a paint chipped off of that. I really would like to make sure that these cam bearings can last as long as they can. So we'll end up replacing the cam bearings in there. I'll end up buying Timken cam bearings, or it's a SK, whatever it is. Something that's you know, better than these Harley Davidson ones. You can, I mean, you can kind of see that these are worn. The races are a little worn on those. No intentions on replacing the main bearing. No intentions on replacing the crank itself. Just try to get the bike up and running and get back out on the road and try to enjoy life a little bit. So with regards to these two, yeah, we'll see if I can do this on camera without breaking something or stabbing my cuticle again. I'm bleeding all over the place. So now, you know, again, lots of videos out there to remove these tensioners, and they are well sprung. And I probably would say that if you have, you know, a vise to throw it in, because that's a full spring, and you can't just remove the one cam to get that out. You got to remove both cams to get that out. So what a pain in the butt, though. I mean, that's where the hydraulic one, to me, seems like a decent idea. Oh yeah, I got to remove the. And then I bought these from Awful Zone, and they already broke. Not doing this, but I was pulling a ring. I clipped the other couple weeks ago on something, an engine somewhere. Yeah, done broken it in. So I don't know if OE Tools, hopefully OE Tools offers a lifetime warranty on these, because that was kind of crap. But if you can, try not to bend those springs out, because, or those clips out, because they bend easily. And then remove that. Like I said, that's the 24,000 mile one. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the 24,000 one. No, you know what? This one was off of Pop's bike, because that was the E7. And I don't know how the hydraulic one, the hydraulic upgrade works. I guess, I don't know if they put it over this port. I don't know how that, you know, or I guess it wouldn't matter there. I guess, I don't know how that all works, but somehow or another they sell a hydraulic upgrade kit, and you can see there's some. This is the this is at a Pop's bike. You can see there's some wear here, somewhere around the oil pump. You know, definitely some grooves where the oil pump was running. Same thing on the backside. What was the difference between the E2 and the E7 here? This is a rounded surface, and this seemed more of a just they drilled it out, bored it out, whatever, and it's a sharp edge. Not sure why they changed, you know, up some of the tooling on this. But we're also going to remove the tensioners from both the front and the backs on these. So I used a nail to hold that in place. So two cam plates. I guess the bearings in both of these felt really good. These aren't the problematic areas. Now, if you look at the back side where your support's at for your cams, and remove this. This is a T15, I think, or T20. What's it say? T20. So I don't, you know, I'd have to go through the manual and look and see what the torque settings are for these, but I can't imagine they're more than, like, you know, a couple foot-pounds, or, you know, whatever, a foot-pound, or you know, using some Loctite and whatever else. And the only reason, this is just for holding the bearings, and so they don't walk out. The other thing I don't like about the hydraulic press over there is when I use that hydraulic press, you got to be really careful not to push too hard on these. I'm sure there's a tooling process for all of this with regards to you know, making, you know, letting you know when it's actually seated or whatever. I'm sure there's a tool out there I'll find along the way that, oops, just scratched the paint again. Maybe you move away from that. You don't learn after the first time, do you? So I guess that's why we were seeing the difference in colors there, is because one's exposed and one is not. So it's probably more of a machining process on these two guys than it is anything. Definitely got a little wear on this pump though. That pump has a little bit of wear. This pump has a little wear as well. I don't know which one seems worse, but see, would have been nice if they would have put something like this inside the case, and then either put a support behind it. I mean, they don't have a support in this one for the surface bearing that they have in here for the shaft that comes out of, you know, for your crankshaft. But we'll hopefully get this thing back on the road sometime in the next couple of weeks. And oh, I hear Sharon yelling at the doggy. Everything okay? What is your problem? Come on, come on. Out of control. You're out of control, animal. Why do you look like you're up to no good? So I'm going to order the 95 pistons and jugs, and then I'll probably stick with the stock cam setup instead of you know, trying to fiddle with that. It's not that I can't, but yeah, here you can see how that ate the cam out. So we're gonna end up using that cam. Stop eating stuff out here, dog. And then we'll go through the process of pressing the bearings out. Like, even though they don't feel like crap, they feel all right. And then I order, you know, get out of here. What are you doing? Stop it. Really? Why? Why? Come on. Get in the house. Go harass mom again. What? Drop it. Drop it. Everything in the mouth. And you know, we used to have a Philly ball and bearing in this area, and then we used to have a Philly ball and bearing down in Pottstown, and then they moved out of Pottstown. Now they're down in, like, I don't know, maybe Malvern. I don't forget where they went to, but kind of sucks. There is a roller bearing company of some sort or another. I think it's called Driveline or Drive Company or something, out in Muhlenberg Township. So hopefully, if I take these two sets of bearings out to them, they can tell me what I need. And same thing with I ordered a. I mean, I have a blind hole bearing puller kit. That's a hub kit. And where did that? That's a compression kit. And that dog is. So I could probably grab onto one of these, and that's obviously too small, but I do have a whole set of blind bearing pullers. But I think I'll just wait until I get the correct kit, maybe, if I'm not too rambunctious. Yeah, we'll wait to get the kit that some Chinese kid made for his parents under their sewing machine. This one looked like it would fit, but not quite. So I'd rather have something a little bit closer that's made for the project here. So, but it's a pretty nice kit too, you know, right out of China. So that's my 25 minutes of labor down here in the garage. Pistons out of the, these are out of the Sportster. I'd done the Sportster as well. What's funny about that is the Sportster piston, this is a 1200 piston, but fits right almost fits right in the back of the, guess it's 1350, right? Something like that. 1340, I don't remember. But happy Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.